You guys asked for it, and so you guys will receive. Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you're doing well. As always, I appreciate you stopping on in. We had listened to some Nancy Sinatra and Lee Hazlewood with Summer Wine, and a lot of you kind of somewhat overwhelmingly had recommended this particular track, Some Velvet Morning. This first appeared on the album Move-In with Nancy, but it was released back in 1967. So let's go ahead and pull up the track. We will go ahead and listen to it right now. From what I can see of the album cover, they look like suspicious, like one of them stole some candy, and like one of them stole some candy, and they're a little nervous about being found out. Anyways, let's go ahead and listen to the song. We'll talk about it a little bit after. Here we go. How it speeds up into its rhythm.
Some velvet morning when I'm straight, I'm gonna open up your gate and maybe tell you about Phaedra and how she gave me life, how she made it in some velvet morning when I'm straight.
And slows right back down.
Flowers growing on a hill, dragonflies and daffodils. Learn
Like
from
how it shifts to a waltz
us
here.
very much. Look at us, but do not touch. Phaedra is my name.
So I love how I'm
Some
assuming
velvet morning when I'm straight,
the music around both of them is completely different.
I'm gonna open up your gate
Now he's singing more direct as well.
and maybe tell you about Phaedra and how she gave me life and how she made it in some velvet morning when I'm straight.
I love that slow down.
Flowers are the things we know. Secrets are the things we grow. Learn from us very much. Look at us, but do not touch. Phaedra is my name.
That is such a cool thing to do, to give both people completely different music backgrounds.
Flowers growing on a hill,
I'm gonna open
That's good.
up your gate
dragonflies and daffodils.
and maybe tell you about Phaedra
Learn from us
That is so cool.
very much.
and how she gave me life.
Look at us, but do not touch.
And how she made it in.
Phaedra is my
What a great recommendation from you guys, which, by the way, I don't say that enough. That's a really great recommendation. How cool is it that both singers here have a completely different, obviously, voice and character and personality musically, but how they're given a basically different song to an extent, a different musical background behind them. And I like how with Hazlewood, how his sound is, to me, very Western. There's a gallop, there's a gaunt there, there's a confidence, a bravado, if you will. But then with Nancy, when it comes to her part, it's a little bit more dreamy, more subdued, a little bit more romantic. And the two complement each other really well in their respective parts. And then how cool is it that at the end, they both come together? There's a little bit of a seesaw action as it kind of pulls both ways. You know, it's a tug of war going one way towards Nancy, then one way back towards Lee. And it just comes across really cool. A little abstract, but like very unique. I'm trying to think, and I can't think of a song off the top of my head that has done something in a similar regard. Obviously, you have a lot of, you know, songs where, just for example, you know, in like symphonic metal, where like the female operatic singer will sing, you know, clean, epic kind of vocals, and then you have the male, which does like the growl. But like where the music, like so evidently changes behind them, but staying in a very particular lane. I think that that's really, really fantastic. And I know I had mentioned it before when we listened to Summer Wine, but I'm still getting kind of that Scott Walker-ish kind of tone here. And also, I completely forgot to do it in the beginning. I'm sorry. But some of you that had recommended this track, I like to call out your name, shout you out a little bit. K. Jellimond, 123 Agity, L. Wise, Marabou, Frank Einstein, Radio Freak, Michael Capewell, Fatty Pneumonia. Don't get pneumonia. Yeah, there was quite a few of you. So, you know, thank you guys for the recommendation. But this was a really cool track to listen to. Let's dive into these lyrics, why don't we? Some velvet morning when I'm straight, I'm gonna open up your gate. Maybe tell you about Phaedra and how she gave me life and how she made it end. Some velvet morning when I'm straight. So, and then she is Phaedra. Flowers growing on a hill, dragonflies and daffodils. Learn from us very much, look at us, but do not touch. Phaedra is my name. So, first of all, hold on. First of all, let's go ahead and do a little bit of a Google of that. I meant to type in Phaedra. I didn't mean to I meant to type in Phaedra. Not and I'm not thinking of from, you know, Housewives or whatever. Okay, from mythology. The name seems familiar, but I'm not overly familiar. Her name derives from this word, which means bright. According to legend, she was the daughter of Minos and Pasiphae and the wife of Theseus. Okay, so this is the one that was in the maze with the whole Minotaur and stuff. Am I thinking of the right person? Phaedra fell in love with her stepson, Hippolytus. That's not good. After he rejected her, she accused him of trying to rape her, causing Theseus to pray to Poseidon to kill Hippolytus, and then she killed herself. Okay, so there, as usual, there's a little bit of a tragedy happening in here. So perhaps then, that is the look at us but do not touch line. Some velvet morning when okay, so these just repeat really over and over. So obviously he's saying, you know, one day I'll tell you about the story. But that never happens because here, at least in the lyrics, that story is never told. And even she says, secrets are the things we grow. Look at us very much, look at us, but do not touch. So I like how I mean, unless I'm missing something, it strongly seems to imply that they're singing from this particular point of mythology. Perhaps, obviously, her being Phaedra. Him, I suppose, being maybe Hippolytus? Maybe? Maybe. I guess I could look at the Wikipedia page, huh? Let's see. Obviously, the male part sung in 4/4, the female in 3/4. That's why I have that waltz-like movement there. Let's see. Interpretations of the lyrics. Hazelwood's explanation was less definitive, saying it's not meant to mean so much. I'm not a druggie, so it was never to do with that. He also confirmed that he was inspired by Greek mythology. I thought they were a lot better than all those fairy tales that came from Germany that had the killings and knifings. Yeah, nothing better than killings and knifings than a little bit of sleeping with your stepson. And the Greek mythology, there's a lot of stuff going on in there. There was only about 7 lines about Phaedra. She had a sad middle, a sad end, and by the time she was 17, she was gone. She was a sad broad, the saddest of all Greek goddesses, so bless her heart. She deserves some notoriety, so I'll put her in a song. That's such a wonderfully and in a sense honorable thing to do, to feel sorry for this mythological figure and say, you know what? She deserves a song of her own. She deserves a little something. So this is a really great recommendation. Thank you all so much for suggesting it to me. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Follow me over on Twitter. Support the channel on Patreon. Thank you for being here. Come back tomorrow, and I'll see you all then. Bye.